Whoa, Zach. Nice jacket.
Thank you. You know, we get a lot of compliments.
Really good on you. And also, can I say another thing? It's really you.
I appreciate that. Not enough people say it.
We got to tell you, the haircut looks good too, by the way.
Thank you.
The haircut looks great, and that jacket's really you. I heard some stylish black men in the Minneapolis comedy scene were trying to tell you that it wasn't you, but I would like to be the first one to say it. Don't listen.
You know
to
what's
those
hilarious?
guys.
So I talked to...
Listen to me.
Dude.
I know.
Friday, I'm in the green room with Greg Coleman, and I'm talking to him, and I'm explaining the jacket saga to him, and he's like, oh, okay. And then we're like upstairs later, and Zach comes around. He's wearing one of the jackets, and Greg's just like, I don't know about the jacket, man. Like, fucking with him, and Zach immediately like starts taking the jacket off, like, fuck.
No, that's not even how Greg did it. Greg like nailed the delivery too.
What did he say?
He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, you know this jacket? Can I get a better look at it?" And he like says, get out of the booth. I was like, okay. I thought he was like teeing me up. I thought that Ryan had gotten to him because usually people like Ryan has gotten to like compliment the jacket, but I've
had probably 15 different people tell Zach how nice this jacket is.
This is why like I'm not mad that you're gaslighting me because you put a lot of effort into it.
And it's nice too.
Yeah.
It's a nice gaslight.
Well, sometimes when your friend gaslights you to like the extent that Ryan does, it's almost just like, you're just like writing me a little poem, of friendship.
Yeah,
you really think about me a lot, and I'm just gonna spin this to a point where I go, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah,
man.
this is our love language.
Gaslighting is my love language.
Yeah.
So
gaslighting in English.
Do you have anybody in your life that even thinks of you that much? I don't have that many people.
God.
So when Ryan's really turning up the volume on the gaslighting, I'm like, wow, that's my best friend.
I mean a lot to this guy.
Wow.
So Greg, he turns me around, right? And he's looking at me up and down.
Turns me around.
Well, he tells me to turn
me
around.
Spins me around, kisses me.
Bends me over.
Bends me over, kisses me on my luscious lips.
Bites me on the neck to show dominance.
Honks my nose.
Yeah.
He has me turn around, and then he goes, you had this green jacket 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, he starts talking up the old jacket. My jacket.
Well, now.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, let's introduce the pod and our friend here.
Sure.
Welcome to the We Cool podcast where we apologize, demand apologies, and read anonymous listener apologies. We got Tommy, Grant, and Ryan here, and I feel like this has been a long time coming. We got,
ladies and gentlemen, flashy Zach Kagan.
He's here. He's in the house.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate
back.
it.
You're gonna be the new fancy Ray McCloney. Flashy Zach Kagan. my. I have the nicest jacket in comedy.
This is Zach. This is like
Two
your
of
what's this? Your 5th appearance on the show?
This
10th
is like the
appearance?
second. I think.
Yeah, I don't think he's been on that much.
No. I think Henry.
You got to get him a 5-timers club eventually.
Yeah,
I think Henry easily has the record for most appearances.
Yeah.
Henry and then
Henry might
probably
be.
Asmus.
Henry might be the
Clay.
first 5-timers club.
When you get to a five timer, you need
get a
to give them
jacket.
a jacket. Exactly.
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
You get another jacket.
Well, you need to bring a jacket, and then you'll get two in return.
Yeah,
okay,
It's
there
an
you go.
exchange program.
There you go.
2 cheaper jackets.
I feel like Zach, you have to you stand accused of many crimes on this podcast
Okay.
that you need to answer for today.
You're a dangerous man.
That's why we made you stand. That's why you don't get a chair to sit down on.
Hey, get him a chair. Also,
I've
he's
only
like
got
the
2
same height as
chairs.
you guys,
I've
standing.
only got 2 chairs.
Also, it's hot today, so I'm going to take the jacket off.
Don't you
I was
fucking
surprised.
dare.
I was surprised you put the jacket on. He came in without the jacket
'Cause it was
and
hot.
then put it on.
Because I knew there was going to be jacket talk, so I had to have the jacket.
Yeah, I respect that. I like
Okay.
that you did that. What's the temp in Minneapolis?
It's like
70s?
80s. It's like
Oh,
80.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a chilly one in New York, man. It's like 48 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Rainy,
It's awesome to
rainy,
s-
wet.
It's awesome to just slowly become our dads like this, you know? Oh, yeah,
Talking
the
about the
fucking
weather.
weather. What's your weather like? Mine's
So I'm interested.
To slowly become our
Genuinely.
dads. I forgot you guys had that.
Our
was,
Dad's
podcast.
podcast.
That was
yeah.
the podcast.
That was the baby.
It was the best podcast that is now gone forever.
We might have to Patreon those episodes one of these days.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Zach ruined it. We had a great premise, and then Zach's dad died.
Zach murdered his father. Let's get one thing clear. Zach murdered his father in cold blood.
It was a tough talk. I'm going to be honest. Tommy and I had to sit Zach down after his dad passed away and fire him from Our Dad's podcast.
Yeah,
it
we
was
said,
a tough.
listen, man, You broke one of the requirements, which
You
is
gotta-
having a dad.
You gotta have a dad.
You're not gonna have any
I
new
was like-
material. Like it's over for you.
Listen, man, you're out of the band, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the problem is, Tommy and my dad, they keep doing stuff.
Then I came strutting in like Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Yeah,
all bragging
yeah.
about my dad, who's very much alive. You know,
And that's the thing about Zach's dad. That's the thing about Zach's dad, who, God rest his soul. Zach did not have to murder him. Our dads are doing stuff.
Going
Zach's
back
dad,
on that premise.
very little activity. A lot of people are saying Zach's dad's having very little activity. He's not doing a whole lot. And then we had to give him the axe.
What am I supposed to do with this, Tommy? Your dad is dead 5 times.
His dad is, you could say Zach's dad is just laying low.
Okay, that's one. That's one.
That's what my dad describes. Like when I'm like, what are you up to? Just laying low, man. Not as low as Zach's dad. All right.
And then my uncle died earlier this year. There's been a lot of death in my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the Uncle Saga.
Yeah.
Everything you're like a walking anime. You have sagas.
Yeah, Frieza,
yeah.
Vegeta. It's good.
Are you gonna have to come back to New York to sort some of your business with your family and?
Yeah, we're
Around
gonna.
that?
I just talked with like a family friend. We're just gonna break into his apartment. That's like our strategy now.
When are you gonna come back and do that?
Maybe like November, sometime in November or December.
Oh, really? So I'll
Yeah.
be able to see you soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in New York like the week of November 14th.
isn't that when
Oh,
you're coming
shit.
to Minneapolis?
I leave November.
Oh, whoops.
Or I think I leave
Oopsie.
November 16th.
Well, it's
So
kind
maybe
of so
maybe
suspicious.
we'll have one night.
So suspicious that we haven't seen Tommy and Zach in the same room together, huh?
Well, a lot of people are saying they're the same guy.
Tommy and Zach. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying we're the same exact guy.
Tommy, why don't we talk at the same time just to prove?
Okay, ready, set,
So
go. Say what's up, everybody?
Same time.
Hey.
That was horrible.
What is going on right now?
I thought you were gonna come into my rhythm.
I just thought that we wouldn't talk and that would kind of prove that we're the same person, but Tommy chose.
I thought
So
we were
you
gonna say
said
the
let's
exact
talk at the
thing.
same time, and you assumed that meant we won't
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, neither of you would talk.
Yeah, I thought that was
little peek behind the curtain of Zach's brain. Zach came in and just immediately started bonding with the cats, by the way. Just intellectually on the same level as those guys. Just like, I like to knock things off tables too.
I don't think anything could have made you angrier in that moment than Zach's, because Ryan's.
Yeah, I think we have to do the podcast not in Ryan's apartment.
That's
Yeah,
fine. We
that's
can.
fair.
We
You
can
gotta
move it back
get
to
him. You gotta get
Sisyphus.
him out of his space.
You can move
Yeah.
it back to Sisyphus. Let's do a quick.
'Cause it's not good for
apology.
me either.
No, it's fine,
because
dude.
I
You
don't get to stretch my legs at all. So
Yeah.
I'm just cooped
No,
up
yeah,
in here.
well-
That's fine.
I got all this.
That's fine.
Why don't you take a walk? Just take a walk before the
Oh my
podcast.
God. Won't take a walk. Shut up.
Here's the
Shut
thing.
the
You guys
fuck
are
You're
up.
going
mad
in-
that you don't have a commute? Fuck you.
Yeah, I want to commute. I want a reason to leave.
I'm pretty sure that was the reason we ended up. Oh no! Wait, why did we move it here?
I think it was because I didn't want to go.
Here's the thing. When you're entering in Ryan's space, you're triggering so many things.
Yeah.
You know, you're moving things around. You're pissing him off. You're talking to his cats. You're using his bathroom.
Ruining
you're
his
drinking
glasses by drinking
Yeah,
out of
you're
them.
With
drinking
bitters.
his water.
Emptying his Brita.
You're in a peaceful Dahmer's
Yeah.
apartment right now.
How
That's
does
what
it-
just happened.
How's it taste, Grant?
It tastes good.
Pacifist Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's you, dude.
That's me. Not gay though.
Chill.
I'm not
chill
gay.
Jeffrey
Hey,
Dahmer.
Not gay.
I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer had a sexuality.
He was for
What?
sure gay.
Yeah,
he was
that's
very
like
gay.
part of it.
I don't think you can call him gay because he murdered guys
No,
and
but he
fucked
was
their skulls.
He was
I don't know if
sexually
that's
attracted to men. He was sexually attracted
Yeah,
to men.
he was gay.
regardless of that. Yeah,
But was he in love?
that doesn't mean sexuality.
Yes, I feel like sexuality should equate some sort of like caring and love.
But it doesn't.
Let's get 4 straight
I
white
think if your
people to
sexuality
talk
is
about
violence, then you have
sexuality.
another thing. And I don't think I'm insane for having that take. I think that's. I always had a problem when people would go, he's gay. I'd be like, can you do that? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not like a judgment, but it's a fact.
Yeah.
He was a gay guy. He was also a serial killer.
Some of the greatest serial
do you
killers
think-
of all time have been gay.
Well, also, do you think Ted Bundy wasn't straight because he serial killed women? Like, no.
But did Jeffrey Dahmer ever have sex with like
Yeah.
an alive
Yeah.
man?
yeah, It probably
Did
just
he?
wasn't as good for him.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it was Zach.
Okay, if Jeffrey Dahmer had sex with an alive man, then okay, he was gay. But if he only had sex with dead men, then he's a necrophiliac.
He's also a pedophile.
yeah.
You can be a gay necrophiliac.
Here's the thing: dead men tell no tales.
All right, I'll take it
Don't
back.
ask, no tell. You know.
Are you taking Dahmer's side? It sounds like it sounds like you're defending
And he
him.
said, "Don't ask, don't tell." What,
what the
is
fuck, Zach?
what is your opinion over here?
Me and Dahmer, we shared a
I don't know that
beautiful
much
night,
about
and I don't wanna
Dahmer.
ruin
Okay,
it.
it was my assumption.
What
that
about Dom
he-
and Dahmer?
Okay, this happened at an open mic. There was a comic on stage, and he was talking about Dahmer, and he's like talking about like his take was just like, he's a black comic, and he's talking about, well, his take is that like if Dahmer was black, you know, they never would have been like, he wouldn't have gotten that far. Which is
Was that Ate?
It was not Ate.
Oh, I heard.
That's fair.
Then the bit sucks. That guy's the least funny man in America.
Okay.
Don't even bleep his name. I hope he hears it.
Okay, just don't ask us to do it later.
Yeah.
Do not ever bump me at CCU again, you fucking hack.
All right.
But he goes on as he's like talking about Dahmer. He's saying like they pulled him over and they're like he has a dead body in the trunk, and they're like I wouldn't want to take you in. You've got your whole life ahead of you. And like that's what they said to him in real life. And I was like, no, that's what they said in the TV show.
Yeah.
They don't know what the cops said in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching the documentary.
where Dahmer's played by a very
It's crazy how they had video of all this.
Yeah.
Why didn't anybody who's filming stop and go, hey,
Yeah.
quit raping that dead man?
and also
it
the
looks so
actor
good. It
played
looks so
Dahmer still
good,
around.
too.
Yeah, 4K in like 1979.
It's crazy.
It's weird that's the only thing that they filmed in 4K.
Yeah, they're getting really close to the body parts. The camera.
Okay, let's do a little anonymous apology real quick here. So if you want to submit or demand your own, go to grantwinklescomedy.com/wecoolpodcast. This one says, not an apology, just a joke that I thought only listeners of this pod could relate to and appreciate.
Christ.
Here we go. Whenever Ryan gets mad at his cats in the middle of the pod, I think to myself, I thought I was listening to the We Cool podcast, not Kill Tony.
Because Tony, that's
Is
one
your
of his
cat.
name, yeah.
Yeah. It's also
That's-
a successful podcast.
What sucks about that is that sounds like a joke I would make.
Yeah. It also sounds kind of like a joke Zach would make.
I wouldn't stoop to reference weed too. Don't kill Tony. I tried to combine the two podcasts in my head. We Tony.
We Tony. Welcome back to We Tony. Welcome back to Kill Cool. Kill Cool would be a good name.
I think it's a pretty funny joke, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's very podcast. It's very podcast joke.
It's giving podcast.
You know what I noticed about your
I
guys'
don't think the
podcast?
joke is that good.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
These are your
If
listeners,
Grant, if you're
Tommy.
trying to like just like open mic some of your jokes,
Yeah, dude. I'm
don't
sending
do
them-
that on me,
I'm
dude.
trying to filter them through the pod.
Yeah.
What do you think about our podcast?
Yeah, what
Zach?
did you?
Well,
what's your take on our pod?
For the last I do listen, and for the last few weeks, like the write-ins have been like very self-referential. You know, like someone's
Oh.
gonna listen for a first time and be like, okay,
Dude, can people submit ghost stories? We should do
yeah,
something.
where are those?
Nobody wrote one in. I mean, yes, they
All right,
can.
all right. Let me say it again because I said it at the end. Let me get this out there. If you have a supernatural experience, send it in.
Well-
because I think it'd be fun
Yeah.
to read them on the podcast.
I think we've said this like 6 times before, and nobody has ever written one. Maybe somebody did write one in one time.
Also, this is
if
going to
you
be the
if you
episode.
have an apology demand
yeah.
from a ghost,
This is the Halloween episode, pretty much. That's why we have Zach.
this is the
and-
Halloween episode.
That's why we got a goblin.
Yeah,
full,
Is this
full
coming
on.
out? When's Halloween? So it's Sunday. It's the 23rd.
it's Mondays.
Yeah.
Halloween's Monday.
A week from Monday.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay,
a goblin.
well maybe
I'm
we
the,
can do a more Halloween
you?
thing.
the Fingerless Horseman.
Are you gonna be that for Halloween? You should.
That would be funny. I don't know.
Are you doing Ookie Spooky?
I'm doing okay.
I gotta figure out what I'm doing for that show.
What are you doing? I'm doing Friday night.
spooky.
What are you guys doing?
Just Saturday.
I
Are you
might
doing both?
I might be doing both. Yeah.
I think I'm going to be Dahmer. I was thinking actually it would be funny, Zach, if you were like a game show host and I was a contestant on the game show. Would you be down to do a bit with me?
Sure, of course.
All right. Okay.
Like Dahmer on a game show.
Yes.
Nice.
What do you guys think about that idea? Let's.
What's the game show?
I don't know.
What, like Family Feud, Dahmer?
Yeah, maybe like lightning round, the lightning
Yeah.
round with Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's
Yeah.
like
Things to keep in your fridge.
that aren't a head that you fuck.
And then Zach, you can wear a mustache and like
Steve
loosely
Harvey.
play Steve Harvey.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
you
dude.
don't have to say you're Steve Harvey, but like maybe try and capture some of his.
Let's
like,
Brown
The
face.
makeup will get that across, I think.
we're
Zach, would
gonna
you-
get that through the
Would
makeup.
you mind doing a Steve Harvey impression for us?
Come on, you were doing such a good one last night.
dude, you were doing a really good one.
Yeah, I was doing it too
And then you
mullet,
keep
actually.
sending me voice memos over text message and
As Steve
doing
Harvey.
as Steve Harvey.
Come on, Flashy Zach.
Okay.
Flashy Zach, baby.
Flashy Zaki.
Let's say lampshade.
That's pretty
That was
good.
really good. It was really good.
That was not bad, dude.
Let's hear a couple.
Give us a couple more bars.
Okay, I'm still thinking of like for Dahmer, right? So like, what would you what do you have in your
I
apartment?
was just
you know?
trying to take some pictures. I give you $100. So just trying to take some pictures. Is that close? Somewhere like that?
It's okay. You
Is
just
it-
gotta
Does it
really.
need to be higher?
No, it's just really down low.
It's just
really down
It's
low.
just really down low. I was just trying to take
Yeah,
some pictures.
just like that.
Hey, here's $100. Is just trying to take some pictures.
What does
That was pretty
Steve
good. Is the
Harvey
show
sound
good?
like?
The show is
Yeah,
pretty
it's really good,
They-
honestly.
The camera crew followed me around.
It's not
for-
too scary.
It's the first episode's pretty scary. I thought.
I thought it was pretty funny the way I killed the boys.
Let's see
Apparently
hydrochloric acid.
he's always got like a beer.
Hell yeah! He's always drunk. He's always just like, oh yeah, I guess I just got hammered.
Yeah, I think I gotta put some more Chicago into it.
I guess I just got.
Wait, is he
Yeah.
Chicago or Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
He lived in Milwaukee, but he was raised in Ohio.
So did they just assume he had a beer in his hand at all times
No, he
because
was
he's
like-
from
That
Milwaukee?
was his like move.
He was very drunk, like when he committed.
from
Most
the
serial
time he
killers.
was in high school. He was like drinking gin during high school.
like in class. My man was awesome for a while.
Yeah, except for all
yeah,
the,
that's
the,
Scott.
the murder
Yeah, I guess
and the
they're
cannibalism.
making him look cool for some reason.
Nah, they don't really make
Yeah,
him
it doesn't
cool.
look. It doesn't look very cool.
That's the big
Yeah.
bummer though, is that like the people who he like killed just wanted to hang out, have some
People
beers.
always say this about Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's
too.
really sad. I don't know if I would like
Yeah.
to watch the show.
Yeah, that's the bad
It really
part
makes.
Well, it's a bummer. Yeah, but
I gotta be honest, man, and I don't
they
know
were
if the
cool,
listeners
you know?
I don't know if you guys will relate to me on this, but serial killers they just really bum me out. You know, I just think about serial killers and the concept of it, and I go, no thanks.
Yeah, check.
And I don't
please.
know, maybe that's just me.
Here's
maybe
the thing,
I'm
too.
weird or something.
as someone who's from Wisconsin, it bothers me that there's this big stigma with serial killers in Wisconsin. We've only had two, really. Just Dahmer and Ed Gein.
And Ed Gein was arguably not a serial killer.
He killed at least two. And
Yeah.
by today's standards, that's a serial killer. But what's great about Ed Gein is he was
Well,
tiny.
I mean, we've all killed two people.
I mean, who?
Come on,
amongst us?
we're
Whom
talking
amongst us?
more than 5. We've all caught a couple bodies.
I mean, how many mice adds up to a person?
None.
easily-
No amount of mice adds up to a
No,
person.
that's great.
But he was in a tiny.
I would say 4.
Well, then I'm in
Blind.
trouble.
4 mice.
He was in a tiny town in Wisconsin, right? It's like the 50s when he gets caught, and so they're like,
Gein?
yeah, Gein.
Yeah.
And they were interviewing people.
I wish I had a friend named Geen, so when he came in with beers, I could go, Geen! Get out of here, dude! Who let this guy in?
My mom doesn't want me here right now. But all the people in the town, they all called him an oddball. They'd all go, oh, yeah, he was a bit of an oddball.
Bit of a
Just
kook.
the way he acted was, he was real oddball. Real oddball.
That's what's weird about, I think, Ed Gein specifically is.
What an oddball he was.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, well, he pleaded oddball in court.
He did plead insanity, and he got it. He was criminally
Well,
insane.
in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
in Wisconsin, you plead oddball. You don't
Well, he
plead
did
insanity.
have. He had a nipple belt, which is pretty.
And a memory vest, dude. Look up his memory vest. Nice rack.
Now hold on, what the hell is a nipple belt? A belt made out of nipples?
Yes, sir.
But he only
Cow
killed 2
nipples?
people. So
He
lady
ki-
nipples.
He killed at least 2 women, and then he
Ew.
dug up a lot of bodies.
Yeah, he was
That's
a.
disgusting.
He was a
What is
more
this, a true
prolific
crime podcast.
He was a more prolific grave robber than
Yeah.
murderer.
Never had sex with the bodies though. He said that they smelled too bad.
Good for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
they just stunk.
what is this show?
They stunk.
Yeah,
Come
what
on,
is this
Zach, jump
show?
in, steer the ship.
This
if
is
you
the
got so many
Halloween
opinions
episode.
on the. It is the Halloween episode. We're getting lazy.
I guess
We're not
so.
doing
I
a
guess. I
special.
guess.
This is what you
I
wanted,
guess
Tommy,
it's-
and now you turn against it.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I thought I kind of wanted ghost stories and serial killers, man. I just really think what they're doing is not cool.
Were you on the
I just
fence before or what?
Huh?
You don't
this-
find it interesting at all? You're not like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
I do
Like
a
the
little
psychology.
bit. I really don't think Dahmer's that interesting because I don't think.
I think he's super interesting.
Well, I think with him he didn't get a lot of because it's like the nature versus nurture argument, and it's always like a little bit of both with because like I've read things about how like psychopaths were just also a little bit born into having a psychopathic brain, and then it was like a little bit developed that way. But I don't even think Dahmer got a whole lot of the development sociologically like they tried to make that argument with like his parents, like didn't his dad like
Dude,
take
his
him
mom
out
left
into, like,
him. His mom left him when he was like, his mom left him alone at home and took his other brother, and then just was like, "Nah, dude, you're staying here." He had a big like fear of abandonment. He said he would never kill people until they were about to leave. That's when he would kill them because he wanted them to stay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's the case is that strong. I just think that he was just a real. I think when you try to give it reason for Dahmer in his case, it doesn't really add up for me. Because there's other psychos where I'm like, all right, that was a pretty fucked up upbringing. That's a lot of trauma. And then I look at Dahmer's case and I'm like, not a lot of trauma. This dude was just kind of.
Well, he had a head injury.
An oddball, if you will.
He had
wasn't
a
thing with his mother too.
Well, I think he.
But maybe I don't know. I don't know a lot.
He
Just
had
everything.
a surgery, and like the anesthesia, like gave him brain damage or something. I think he stopped.
Yeah, I heard that
breathing.
fucked him up a lot.
Yeah, so there are, but I don't know, like it. What you're saying, it's like you want the reasoning and there to be a logic behind it, is what it sounds like, and kind of there isn't.
not a logic. I just need to like with Dahmer, the understanding that I get from him. And sorry to like take it. I know this is not that funny, but I've been thinking about it. My understanding with him just like
now that Tommy's
he's
single,
just-
he wants to pivot
I'm
into
like,
serial killer.
He just kind of was. He just was insane.
No,
And
he
I
wasn't
guess he had-
insane. It's just.
He knew. Yeah, he knew it was wrong what he was doing.
You can't say, okay, just because a person has suffered a lot of trauma during childhood. Plenty of people suffer plenty of trauma and don't go on to. At a certain point, they make a decision. They give into these fantasies and they don't seek help, and then it just happens. You know, it's fantasy. That's what it is.
I think with the Dahmer thing too is like he was so famous, and he was one of the first like wave of like holy shit, and he was caught red-handed, and all these horrible details came out. You do kind of forget, like he was like one of the worst there ever was for sure. Just like what he was doing and the gruesome nature of it. Yeah,
it's pretty nasty.
Anyways,
He's
what
nasty.
else? What else is going
nasty
on?
as hell for that.
Here's what I'm
You
going
know
to
it
say.
smelled crazy in that
You know, it
apartment.
smelled crazy in there.
Oh, the fridge stopped working. It's just my fridge. Like, dude, him just explaining away that.
Oh,
is
the
pretty-
fish died.
My turtle ran away. Got stuck in the wall.
Oh, I took a shit in the vent.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
a shit I took.
I keep pooping in the apartment and not flushing the
I
toilet.
That's a poop I took.
I pooped in the heater.
He's talking to his neighbor. I keep forgetting to flush the toilet.
Oh, that
bunch
smell
of crap.
decomposing bodies. That's a poop I took.
That's a really bad poop I took. I had some buca de pepo.
I had Indian food last night and
There's just
I
an Indian guy.
pooped all over my apartment.
I've been taking head-sized poops.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a big
I
poop I put in my fridge.
Yeah, I'm actually pooping my pants right now. And that's what you're smelling. He's just fucking.
That's not from killing anybody. That's from
No.
shitting myself
As,
constantly.
as the words are coming out of my mouth, now I'm pooping, and that's what the
Oh,
issue
yeah,
is.
I
Smell it.
Actually.
I don't smell it, but yeah, it's the
Oh,
poop.
that smell! I've been smearing shit all over my apartment.
Yeah, I've been going into your apartment and pooping too, and that's gotta stop.
When you leave, I break in and I poop.
I need to mark my territory.
All right, guys.
Hell yeah.
Pivot.
Okay. Wait.
Jeremy Pivot.
We got to go to a good Indian food place, by the way.
Yeah.
Armand got mad at me because I told him I can't eat Indian food because I have white countertops.
Yeah,
That is
Yeah, I don't think
fucking
he's-
hilarious. Bro.
It stains.
It's so
It-
funny.
I won't. My countertops won't look good anymore. Sorry.
well, you can clean. You can like wipe up.
It doesn't
get some
wipe
Dude,
up.
the turmeric stains.
It does stain.
Dude, that was hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's.
Right in front of an Indian person.
Yeah.
He
Well,
loved it.
what that sounds like is like I can't have Indian food. I have white person brain. that's not allowing me to like.
No, I just
do
like
that.
having a clean apartment.
Dude, I love Indian food.
It's good.
It's so
I need
good.
to get good Indian food because I've only had like okay Indian food. And I'm like, well, it's not good enough for how messy it is. Really, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny there.
You're eating pasta. Pasta stains. Pasta's messy.
Not like Indian food.
That's wild. It's a sloopy, slossy sauce.
But here's the thing. What the fuck? Here's the thing. Indian food, it's like it's always a soup or something. You know, there's always like stuff that it's always filled to the brim. You stick your fork in, and your counter's
Have you
ruined.
gotten spaghetti on your countertops before? Spaghetti sauce.
I don't think so. If I
You've
have,
never,
I've wiped it.
you've not an ounce of tomato sauce has ever hit your countertops.
Maybe, but it
He's slurping
cleans
up
up.
a-
It cleans up better than Indian food. I swear.
I'm with Ryan on this
I
one.
think it cleans up a little bit easier.
I think we should do a test.
Not on my
We
fucking
need-
countertop.
We need to get scientists in here. We need to get
Yeah, we
all
need to
the-
get scientists in here, and we need to do like
we need scientists that aren't partial. So we need 8 black scientists to run studies.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any scientist would be. I don't think anyone would have skin in the game.
Yeah, there would be plenty.
I think you're the only
gotta
one who can't be the
you gotta
scientist.
okay, how about this? 8 scientists who've never eaten Indian food.
Ryan's a bit of a scientist.
I am a bit of a scientist.
a race
a mad
scientist.
Yeah,
scientist.
mad scientist.
I'm an angry
Jesus
little
Christ.
scientist. I'm a fucking pissed off scientist.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the way your mind works truly it baffles me. I mean, it's just.
I'm a cleanly man. I'm a clean boy.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah,
apartment
yeah,
is very
and-
clean. I'll hand it.
Not the floor right now. I got to fucking run the. I didn't stay here last night, and the cats kind of ran amok.
That's fine.
They've been stealing my sponges, dude. I got sponges in the sink. They steal it, and then they don't even rip them up. They just move them places where it's like, where the fuck's the sponge?
This is
Yeah.
why Ryan is too scared to eat Indian food because he's not sure if he can find a sponge. in
I have
time.
extras, but
I thought this was We Cool podcast, not Kill Tony. That's all I'm here to say.
Dude, I hate
We
that
Tony.
joke that you wrote in to the podcast, Grant.
Okay,
it's a good joke.
One thing that interests me about We Cool is that you have a lot of people demanding apologies. You have a lot of people submitting
apologies from
apologies.
us, even.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Not a lot of people coming in and saying, "Actually, we're cool. Like this beef has been squashed."
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that's not the theme. It's not squashing the beef. It's just apologize.
I think that could be like a secondary theme of it. You know, the resolution.
We need to be louder about that part.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Zach,
the idea. Like, are we cool?
Yeah,
Zach,
yeah.
do you have beef that needs squashing?
Well, I think actually it's been resolved already, and I want to issue a We Cool. I want to issue a We Cool to there's the We Cool between me and you, Ryan, for the
Which
jackets.
clearly we are,
That-
because I've manipulated everyone in the scene to.
including me, about the jackets. We're cool about that.
Have we like laid out what the actual jacket situation was?
I did last.
Yeah, that was
okay.
last
all right,
episode.
All right,
Just making
Yeah,
sure.
we essentially swapped jackets, and I also got one jacket up in the equation. So
Yeah.
I think
feel,
you did the Kill Tony thing too. I think you've already said that.
I think I sent a screenshot of that to you guys. Maybe.
Maybe. I couldn't tell you. I don't even know what we talk about on here.
Well, I want to issue a We Cool to my friend my podcast co-host Mike Lester.
Really?
We are cool from our little tiff. We had a little
was the
spat.
Your abusive partner.
Yeah, we had a
Zach is in abusive podcast relationship.
we had a little bit of a lovers quarrel, I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
Lester, he had promised me 2 guest sets on his shows the previous
yeah.
week, and I was excited. I was excited to do a guest set for my buddy, and then I get a message from local comic, very funny Lily Meyer. She messaged me and says, "Hey, I'm hosting for Lester on Saturday. I'm running the booth at CCU. Can you run the booth for me?" And I was like, I would, but I'm doing a guest set on that same show, so I'm going to be there with you, so I can't do it. And then she's like, yeah, but Lester did tell me to tell you to do that, shift.
To run the booth.
Yeah,
So Lester
So Lester got you off the bill.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So you got me off the bill for Saturday.
He invited
Well,
you.
what Lester did is he wanted this Lily comic, and then she was like, I have a commitment already.
Yeah.
And he said, no, you don't. I got people who work for me.
Yeah.
And then Courtney stepped in and made Zach work the shift as well.
So I was like, fine, okay, I can work Saturday. I'll just do a guest set on Friday. And Lester's like, actually, there's two guest sets already on Friday.
So he took you off completely.
There ended up being 4 guest sets on Saturday, and one of them was a 13-year-old kid who's done comedy like 3 times. Mike Lester is a fucking psycho.
There's a 13-year-old kid in the scene?
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, do you feel threatened?
legal?
Do you feel threatened,
No,
Tommy?
it's not legal.
No, I just don't think that's responsible for the parents to let
Apparently he's a
child
real
do
fuck, too. No, he's a real asshole. I think Grant or Courtney was telling me that he's like...
He's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He was like asking for more time and stuff. I'm like, no.
Dude, Ellie Hino was on stage, and like apparently the kid was at the Friday show, and then...
Is this Ellie's son, Bert? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah,
Did Bert grow
Bert
up?
is acting
How long
up.
have I been gone from Minneapolis? I mean, dear
a
Lord.
time skip. Bird is 17.
Apparently Ellie was on stage, and the kid's watching her, and he goes... She's doing the same stuff as last night.
Dude, this kid's a menace, man.
Yeah, dude, this kid's a piece of shit.
See, this one goes back to you should be able to hit one kid a year. You know what I mean? Like,
Honestly, you might be right on that, dude. I
you
might
know,
be
and this
changing
is
my...
like the type of kid where you don't. It's nothing too bad. You just push him to the ground. You go, get out of here,
Come
man.
on,
You
man.
Get out of here. You stink.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. And then
yeah.
hopefully he just gets out of here.
I got a little. So is that you guys have resolved it? You're saying you're cool.
Yeah, what happened? What was the conversation?
Did you
like?
ever? Have you ever like blown up on Mike? Because Mike does dissect you verbally almost every time,
Every time I've seen you guys together, he's mean to you.
Yeah.
and on the podcast. And
It's kind of our relationship. Like, we have...
Yeah, it's an abusive one.
by the way,
Yeah.
it's the I Love You Mana podcast.
I Love You, Mana podcast.
Very funny.
That's what Zach has to text Mike before he goes to bed every night.
I love you.
And then Mike doesn't text back.
I wanna have a solo podcast with this 13-year-old, and I wanna ask him some
It's an
questions.
idea for
Mark,
the Patreon.
Mark Maron style.
Here's the thing. Me and Mike, like, we get along in one-on-one. We have got a very good relationship. He does play it a little bit. He plays it a little bit up for the camera.
Doesn't he sound like a woman in an abusive relationship right now? Well, when we're
Yeah,
alone,
you don't know
he's
him
really
like I know him.
nice. Yeah. No,
You don't know
he
what he's
loves
like.
me.
You don't
fell
know what
down
he's
the
like when
stairs.
we're alone.
He did. Okay, so the day afterwards.
Sometimes he goes down on me.
The day after, he did call me. He called
Dude,
me
Mike
to
giving
apologize.
Zach head. Yeah, you fuck. I bet you fucking like that, Kagan, you piece of shit. You fucking.
Dude, you should see your face
Oh, you
right
like
now.
that, Kagan? You like it when I give you head like that?
You're all like, oh, fuck you.
You're just like, oh, that's nice, Mike.
Oh, Mike.
And then Torrance just like, can I come, you guys?
He's just benching 200 pounds.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He started just benching during
So
the
what,
podcast.
what happened on the phone call?
He gave me a very nice phone call where he apologized for how things went down.
Do you know how manipulators work? They say something very mean to you and they treat you poorly, but then they talk you up and they give you a lot of compliments after that. So you go, you know what? They are cool with me.
Yeah.
And then they just use you again and do it worse. And it's this cycle that keeps...
Is that what you do to me?
Yeah, I don't
Brent?
think that's happening. I don't think that's
Is
happening.
that what- that's what you've been doing to me?
Yeah, bro, I thought we were all on the same page here.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
I've
I
been
guess
doing
we're
to
on the
both of
same-
you.
Everybody's...
That's what you do to me.
We
It
all
works.
think-
Because I really like that when you talk me up part. You know,
We-
I go, it was all worth it.
We all think
compliments are
we're
feeling pretty
manipulating
good.
each other. We all think we're the master of puppets. But okay, this is my idea actually. Tommy, when you're in town, I think us three should host Zach and Mike on the podcast together, and
maybe get
hash
into
some
their
stuff
relationship.
out. Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
The three of us could do couples
The
counseling.
three of us are like one Dr. Phil.
Yes.
Yeah,
Dude,
which Dr. Phil is kind of an idiot already.
Okay, the other day I brought up Dr. Phil I'm in a book club now, and
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And so
is
as you
it
do when you're in a book club, you bring up Dr.
Yeah.
Phil.
What? By the way, what kind of book club is it? Is it a hot dog book club?
Yeah, you guys reading
dog.
Hungry Caterpillar?
Yes, and yes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's called the Glizzy Boys, and we read books.
We read cookbooks. I got yelled down because I was talking about how I like Dr. Phil, and everybody was just like, "Fuck you" and "fuck that." Like,
Really?
people are mad.
Well,
at
what do
Dr.
you like about
Phil.
him?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you like? I kind of get where they're coming from. What do you like about him?
I don't know. I just think he's a good TV host and like but everybody thinks he's like a quack and he's doing bad things for society.
But yeah, he's a monster. He's like
really?
a bad person. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I think he's like exploiting crazy people for television, which is good television.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with exploiting crazy people for television. That's kind of what it's all about.
That's what
it's
TV is.
That's what literally TV is. You just have to know what you're watching, know what it is.
Yeah.
Tommy can
know?
talk for long enough, and then he's making the opposite point that he started.
No, I'm not making the opposite point. I make the exact same point. It's just what it is. I like watching crazy people act up on television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
that's just what. But I don't know if I would do if I would, and I would do that as well. I would also be Dr. Phil.
Well, because they were
but
like,
I'm not a great person.
they were saying like, oh yeah, the thing with the Catch Me Outside girl, like I think their point was like he ruined her life or something like that. It's like, what?
Did you ever see the-
She had a
he made
career
it-
after that.
I know.
Right? She
He- yeah,
released
he-
music.
Did you guys ever see the Bum Fights guy when he went on and he just dressed like Dr. Phil?
No.
And
Oh,
that
that's
is
hilarious.
Dr. Phil's like, all right, I'm not even going to let you talk. And the guy's like, we're the same. We're the same guy. We're doing the same thing. He's like, no, we're not. And then the guy has to like get escorted off. It's pretty funny.
So
that's interesting.
I got an apology to demand from
I kind of like that.
from your podcast, I Love You, Manna, and Mike Lester while we're at it, because I did tune in because I heard my name was mentioned on the podcast recently.
Okay.
And Mike is out there besmirching my golf game on your podcast, talking about how I'm sculling every chip, and that is just, it's not true. And I also heard him say that he went one stroke over par through 9. And he's bragging about this. That's an amazing score. That's like scratch.
He just went 9 holes. He just
one
went
over par is what he said. What
So
he failed to mention is that he did that in a 2-man scramble with Casey Flesh, who is much better at golf than him. Which is you combine
I don't know
both.
what I don't know what a 2-man scramble is,
Wait.
but does that mean he hit
sounds
par
like a
every
good
hole
breakfast.
except one hole?
That is what that means. And
Because that is that is like professional golf almost.
But he did not do that, because it was what you do in a scramble is 2 people play, and then you play the best shot on each shot. So if you hit one in the fairway and your partner slices one into the woods, you play the fairway shot, and then you count one score together. And he didn't mention that because
I hate golf, dude. If I golfed, I'd be like 32 over par on every single hole.
I
That's where you
like
start,
golf. You're
I
just not
guess.
supposed to like try and do good. You're just supposed to try and
Get drunk.
whatever.
I like
you're just
it.
You're just supposed to hang out and go, I stink, and then
You're
one
supposed to
hole
go-
you hit.
You're supposed to hang out and
Yeah.
go, yeah, my 401k.
Yeah, you talk
and
about
you-
stocks.
yeah, you talk about the
bonds.
homeless
You
problem and stuff.
Yeah,
all
you
these
talk about
things.
the homeless bar exactly while you're walking in miles and miles of green grass,
Grant-
and you go where are we gonna put these homeless people? And then you throw another beer in the bushes, and
And Grant
then
So
you
we
hit
blame it on them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
and
and then you have one hole where you almost hit par, and then you go, I should really think about going pro, and then and then you go 10 strokes on the next one, and then that's your day. It's pretty fun,
Yeah, it
honestly.
is.
Yeah,
fun.
Grant golfing, just like, yeah, what should we do about the homeless problem? And he's chugging a beer, eating a hot dog, and he's like, yeah, we should just shoot him.
Yeah.
I got a rifle in my golf bag. Well, anyways, I wanted to just.
It's mostly rifles in my golf.
Dude, it would be
It's-
sick to fucking have rifles in your golf bag.
Yeah, dude.
They're calling it golfing with with guns. Yeah, so what I did is I carved the end of my gun into a 7-iron, and I can kind of hold it from the barrel.
a 350
And-
What about a guy?
iron.
What about a guy
Yeah.
just shooting the ball?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that sounds cool. Like out of a musket.
Yeah. No, like the ball's sitting there.
Oh,
you shoot
it
at the
like-
ball, and then you see how many times
That's
it takes
tight.
to get
That's
into the
tight.
hole.
You
Yeah,
you tee off the first one, you hit it with the club, and then you just stay at the same spot
Yeah.
the whole time. You just snipe it.
Well,
If
I wanted to correct the record and say
Okay.
me and Mike went golfing the other day. We had almost the exact same score. I think he beat me by 2 strokes, and you cannot claim your own score in a scramble and just not mention that. That's
So here's the thing. Mike is like very passionate about golf now, and power to
Of course
him.
he is.
Yeah.
Uncle Chunk, as I dubbed him
he's-
the other day.
He's going by Uncle Chunk.
I know.
I know. Right when winter is starting too. Right when
He's got
right
to
when
bulk
the
up.
cold-
Dropping the golf content.
Dude,
yeah,
every
the
time I
cold
s-
season's kicking off.
He looks insane. Every time I see Mike, he looks worse. He's made a
Mike is
different.
scary.
He's made a different decision about his appearance. That's like,
Yeah.
it's not like he gets fat or anything. It's
No.
just like,
Oh, he looks fine.
No, his facial hair just looks worse because of the things that he's
Yeah.
doing with it.
Well,
you know,
he's just
His
growing
hair's
it out.
insane. He's really tall and loud and mean. He's a
he's a
and
menace.
and he's just as insane. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
The other
man.
day, he's like, "Man, do I just live up to the hype every time you hang out with me? Do I just?" I'm like, "What are you fucking
You're like, what
talking
is- what are we
about?
talking
What
about,
hype?
dude?
What
Yeah.
hype?"
Yeah,
It's
we're
Zach building
losers.
up the
We're coming into our middle age playing golf
Yeah.
in the cold. Like, what
To
the
be
fuck?
fair, every time I talk to Zach, he is like, "Oh man, Mike's so cool. Oh man, you should see what Mike did the other day."
Yeah. I mean, at our age, we should just all be like, damn, we stink.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
fine.
We do,
And we
yeah.
should just ride that out. And
embracing
there's
it.
nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with gassing up your gaslighting friends, you know?
Well, you're just giving them more gas to light with.
It's right.
Gas
Fuel
in the
for the
light.
fire. Well, wouldn't it be the scary? Speaking of spooky scary, if like you walked into your apartment and like Lester was just there already, I would have a heart attack.
No, I'd throw him out. I'd be like, "You need to get the fuck out, dude."
That's
Yeah,
definitely
that-
the most
that
likely to
sounds
happen
so
to you,
scary.
Zach. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
surprised that
come
hasn't
home,
happened.
my chihuahua's dead, Lester's there.
he's like crouched over it, fucking feasting on it.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, Kagan, I just came in here and he was like this. And you're just like, oh, okay, Mike, I love you. Time to suck my penis now because for some reason that's how the relationship works on this podcast.
Oh God.
Zach was talking about getting rid of his Chihuahua the other day. Or what were you saying about him?
Oh, what?
Or you were saying he's a little much.
Well, he's much. What I was saying is that Chihuahuas live to be like 20, 26. Like
What?
They live a long time for a dog.
That dog is gonna outlive you.
Dude, the dog's gonna outlive my mother. That's for sure.
Jeez.
It's gonna be the
So you
death
took
of
a
her.
joke that I made and then just made it sad and real.
Yeah. Well, but that is like that is a reality that I might have to contend with.
Well, why do you
Yeah.
like?
Are you gonna keep it?
Yeah, I have to.
Put it.
What do you
down.
think is the oldest living Chihuahua is, and how?
It's
fucking
94
annoying
years
do you think?
old.
How old was Gidget when it died? The Taco Bell Chihuahua.
I don't think it was that old, dude.
I think it died in a car accident, according to.
it wasn't
Yeah,
the
drunk
Doughboys
driving.
podcast. It wasn't wearing its seatbelt.
It was
Yeah,
trying
it
to
went
get
to-
fourth meal.
Yeah, it went through. It was trying to get to the Taco Bell
Need some
drive-thru
Baja
at 4 in the
Blast.
morning.
Yeah, its last words were Yo Quiero first aid.
Man, I wish I knew what that meant, but I don't. I'll never know. Fuck. Okay.
All right, well let's do another anonymous apology.
doing a
okay?
2-for-1.
Yeah.
Do we have enough to
well,
burn?
that first one was just like a little bit of a jokey joke that I wanted to fit in.
Yeah. Sort of a sick fucking joke, if you ask me.
Is this gonna fuck us up?
No. I think. Well, I don't know. You guys just. So yeah, grantwinklescomedy.com/wecoolpodcast or wecoolpodcast.com. Hey guys, writing today to demand an apology from the little bitch boy who stole my boyfriend's jacket.
Oh, come on, Nina.
This loss has caused irreversible pain and suffering on his fragile heart and mind.
Is this true, Zach?
I mean, this was like a week or two
Oh,
ago.
I held him as he cried himself to sleep the night of the theft. Quote, my jacket, how will I survive without my jacket? While he bikes around in the cold Minnesota fall weather, icicles form on his skin.
Oh, that's so
Wait, okay,
true.
was this true? Were you crying the night that?
It's not crying.
Were
That
you-
wasn't convincing.
Were you lamenting? Were you lamenting the
I
loss
might
of
have
your
been
jacket?
lamenting a little bit.
Give us a taste of what it might have sounded. Pretend we're Nina.
Yeah.
Oh, Nina, my jacket. I don't know what you want.
That was pretty close to my rendition. The worst part, his mom bought him the jacket, and she's so mad he lost it, she's grounded him, and I may never see him again. Our relationship is ruined. I can't believe a short king would stab one of his own in the back like this.
Dude, so true.
It's a short king eat short king world.
Dude, I hate to see short king on short king violence. But
Normally
as a tall king, you guys need to worry about that within your community.
First of all,
I can't even really comment on
First
it.
of all-
Nobody's talking about the short king on short king violence.
First of all, the fact that you're calling yourself a short king is laughable. You're a short queen, if anything.
He called
I'm
himself
not
a
calling-
tall
I'm calling
king.
him-
Or a
calling myself
tall,
king.
sorry. A tall queen.
Okay, thank you. I
Fuck
like
you.
that better for some reason. That's like way nicer, honestly.
To be a tall queen.
So here's the thing. Now Nina's gonna listen to the podcast because she's gonna want to hear her apology get read, and she's gonna listen through all the Dahmer stuff and get really sad.
But then she'll be happy by the time
Yeah,
she
but
hears
she-
your stuff.
But it's resolved already. I think she wrote in another time to like apologize for the apology.
I guess we'll have to see.
Okay,
Guess we'll have to see about that.
you can pull it up if you want. If you want to conclude the saga right now.
Also, the podcast isn't always going to be funny. Sometimes I'm going to need to ask the question, was Jeffrey Dahmer gay? And everyone go, yes, he was. And then I go, okay. And that's just, you're going to need to do that every once in a
Is
while.
that how you remember that conversation going? Because I don't think you just went, okay.
Yeah, it took a lot of convincing and a lot of evidence.
Well, I didn't know he had sex with alive people.
Even if he didn't, he's still sexually attracted to men.
Why are we doing this again?
I don't think so.
Okay, I will say about the jacket, it's insane that my mom was pissed because she was pissed, but she also bought me like 3 new jackets. Like I have
What is this dynamic? What is your life, dude?
I have like 7 jackets. How many jackets do I need?
Can you?
Zach came home and immediately his mom was like, Zach, where's the jacket? Where's the jacket?
Okay,
Zach?
one time I did
Jeez,
this.
that's not what his mom's.
Yeah.
No,
Zach,
she does.
Zach, where's the jacket?
She sounds like a troll,
Where's the jacket?
like an Urukai orc. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Okay, so the thing is, though, I did this show earlier this fall. It was like a pajama show where you had to dress up in pajamas, and I brought two.
This shit is getting out of hand.
Yeah, whatever.
It's getting out of hand.
It was a fine show. They did not need to do the pajama gimmick. It was not necessary, but fine. I dressed up in pajamas, and I bought 2 sets of pajamas. One that I wore, and then another one just
to
a
go to
spare.
And then the one you had to sleep in.
Yeah, in case I made.
Did you say just a spare?
Yeah, spare.
God.
In case
Well,
I made poopy.
you can't sleep in your comedy pajamas.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're going to be too excited. You're going to have the smell of the
Yeah,
stage on you.
You need to reset, and you're gonna be thinking about, oh, I killed so hard in my PJs.
Oh, man.
I killed so hard in my PJs tonight.
Mike's going to be so proud of me.
I can't wait to show Mike the clip of me in my pajamas doing my doing my sleeping material.
Do you think he's gonna notice my boner?
Yeah.
So they were stretchy pajamas for context. But
They were what?
stretchy pajamas
To show the boner.
to show the boner.
Okay.
Show the bone.
So, but I had a bunch of stuff in my bag.
They're showing he's
showing
showing the boner.
A lot of people.
A lot of people are seeing his penis on stage.
So I went back to my girlfriend's place after the show, and
After the incident occurred.
the incident, and I left one of the pairs, the fresh pair of pajamas, at her apartment, and then I brought the one I wore on stage back home with me. And I live with my mom in case it's not a parent. And the next day,
It
She's
is
a
a
parent.
parent. Yeah, it's one parent.
yeah, it's true. The next day, my mom goes.
I love words. I love wordplay. Love doing a little wordplay joke.
My mom goes, only one pair of pajamas came back. What happens to the other pair?
You know,
Why
Zach,
does she have this access to you?
Zach, I was going through your dirty clothes, and there's only one pair of pajamas.
Do you make your mom do your laundry, Zach?
She does 100%.
Not all the time.
Oh my God.
It's a nice little perk.
No.
Isn't she 100?
What do you think she
Rounding
was?
up.
By the way, what do you think she was more upset with?
She's 99 years old.
Do you think she's more upset with your loss of the jacket or the war in Ukraine? Which do you think?
The war in Ukraine, 100%. Dude, she watches television in Russian. It's not cool.
She's Ukrainian. Why is she watching?
Well, because in Ukraine, most people speak Russian. So, but she's watching Russian she's, like, watching Russian Fox News.
Like,
and she gets mad when, like, Russian Hannity is like, we got to bomb Ukraine. That's what she gets mad about.
Sounds healthy.
Yeah, and it's also Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity. He flies over there and he learns the language, and he's got two different newscasting personas.
Russian Sean Hannity's bald. You ever notice how Russian guys are always bald?
They do be doing that.
They do be bald.
You ever notice how Russian soldiers be stealing washing machines?
No.
Okay, that's something that happens in Ukraine, I guess.
This is something his mom told me.
Basically, yeah.
Zach, they're stealing the washing machine, Zach.
This is very accurate, actually.
And then Zach's like in his room combing his hair back in his new jacket. He's like listening to Elvis, and he's like, "Mother, I'm busy. Mother, I'm busy getting ready for my show tonight."
Zach,
No one's calling you Flashy Zach.
can you take us, just walk us through like a
He's
typical
texting
day?
Mike, and he's like, "Please come see my set."
I want to hear like a typical day in the Kagan household, okay?
Yeah, you gotta move out, man. I'm really.
You really need to.
I mean, I don't.
Let's get it a little
And
bit.
we
You
know,
know
this,
this.
before we even hear the breakdown.
Zach, go jack off the dog. go jack off the chihuahua, Zach.
He's very loud. He's very loud chihuahua. I wake up. I have.
Zach's like, I can't believe I gotta do this for 26 more years.
every day.
Every damn
I can't believe
day.
I gotta do this every day for
Or else you get
26
dancing.
years.
Listen, it just goes faster when I use my mouth, okay?
He loves it.
He's like, it looks just like mine.
Yeah.
He has a joke.
His mouth or his penis?
The dog's penis.
His mouth does too, though. Zach does have a chihuahua mouth.
I want to hear this day. I want to hear.
yeah,
I wanna
give me
hear
the
that-
day.
I
Give
wanna
me the
hear
day
that
in the
run
life.
through.
Enough making fun of Zach, guys. Let's hear this.
Yeah, this won't be funny or anything to make fun of in here. So let's just
So do you want a weekday or do you want like a weekend?
give me a weekday.
Weekday. Okay. So I've
Because
got.
I'm aware of weekend Zach.
Sure,
okay. That's flashy Zach.
Yeah, that's
Flashy Jack
Zach
comes
out
on
on
weekends.
town.
Yeah.
But domestic, we got to go to the office, Zach.
Yeah.
So like since the pandemic, a lot of I've got a lot of early morning Zoom meetings online, and then I like go into the office in like after lunch, and I work in the afternoon in the office. So I have to wake up my first Zoom meeting is usually like 8:30 a.m. So I wake up.
So what time are you getting up at?
Probably like 8, to be honest.
Okay.
Because you just freshen up a little bit. And
What do you do to freshen up?
you like maybe I'll take a shower, but not always.
Okay.
Just comb my hair a little bit. Put on a shirt.
Jack off the dog.
Jack out the dog real quick.
Put that in your hair.
Yeah, it's. I don't need a byproduct.
I
It's
feel
really
like your place smells like
sustainable.
antiques.
I bet your place does smell musty.
Yeah.
You got a
It
musty
smells,
house?
it smells crazy in there.
Am I
was just
wrong?
trying
Is
to
there
take
like a
some
lot?
pictures.
Is there some hoarding going around?
Yeah. She's an old lady. It's tough for her to throw stuff out. That's a
Yeah,
big issue.
I feel like there's like plants too. There's
a lot
like
of
a good
plants.
amount of.
A lot of plants.
Yeah, I feel like it
There's a lot of
smells like.
oxygen.
I feel like it smells like antiques and compost in your
Yeah.
house.
It's
We-
crazy
we
how
do
your
have compost. That's
dude. It's
true.
like your mom is your grandma. It's like the same person.
No,
she
but-
say,
yeah.
she
Well, I
serves the
picked you
same-
up from
She's
your crib,
76
and I'm
years
like,
old, so yeah.
My parents are in their 70s. They're not like my grandparents though.
Okay, well, how old are your parents? Like 70 or?
My dad's 71. My mom's 62.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a nice house. Doesn't stink.
My
No chihuahua.
The house.
you
doesn't
got a lot
stink.
of weeds in your yard, right?
We have a lot of weeds. It's kind of growing
Yeah.
rampant. But we got a garden. I do gardening. I grew a bunch of tomatoes this past summer. They were very tasty.
Okay, so let's get back to the day.
Let's get back to the day. So I will. The first thing I'll do is I handle these meetings, and then I have a little break, and I'll make a cup of tea.
Are you-
And I'll
Sure.
feed the chihuahua.
Quick question about your job. Are you like in a management position? Are you
I'm an
leading
engineer.
meetings? Are you?
So some meetings I lead, some I'm just like a participant in. So
Okay.
I lead like our stand-up
This
meeting.
is Dow Jones.
What's your first interaction with your mom throughout the day?
Oh, she gets up at like solidly noon. She gets up at noon.
Really?
Yeah.
My
She's
kind
a-
of lady.
And she gets up and like
Say hello to your new stepdad.
she's like probably watching Russian television in bed from like 11 to noon, and then she'll get up, and then we'll have lunch together, and then
Do you
Typical
speak
lunch.
Russian,
Typical
Zach?
lunch.
pardon? Does she
Do you
speak Russian?
Do you speak Russian?
No, I don't. I don't speak Russian, Ukrainian, or whatever. But she speaks Russian, Ukrainian, Polish, and a little bit of
They didn't
Italian.
teach you. They didn't try to teach you any languages.
Nah, not really. It didn't really stick.
What are you
Damn.
having for lunch?
Lunch? Like, okay, we're having usually like bread and like maybe some sliced mozzarella cheese and a tomato.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
A whole tomato?
Yeah. You slice it.
Like, do you combine
Okay.
them into a sandwich, or are these just three disparate elements on your
It
plate?
could be like an open-faced sandwich.
You
Or
throw
we'll
in
have, like,
some basil
scrambled-
in there?
Scrambled eggs.
Little olive oil, little basil.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not really a big olive oil on bread type of person, but you know.
Sure.
Surprising, I'll say, but
If
Yeah.
I'm at
You
an
like-
Italian
you like
restaurant,
it?
guy, you know.
I'm a big bread guy for
yeah.
sure, 100%. There's a lot of bread going on, really.
A lot of bread in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ukraine's the bread basket of Europe.
Not
I don't know what
anymore.
that
I
means.
didn't know that, yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, now it's just the basket of Europe.
Yeah.
Basket case. And then
Yep.
Very much so.
You can say
You can say that again.
Zachary. You can say that again.
so here's the thing, you know this story about how I got the dog, right?
No.
Okay, so this is not like I didn't choose to go and get
One of my
this
favorite
dog.
stories.
was
Just
my-
kidding. I've never heard it. I don't really care that much.
It was my neighbor's dog. It was my neighbor's dog that
Okay.
they had, and they couldn't stand the yapping, and so they
And you guys were like, we can stand it.
yeah, basically. And so one
We
ti-
have Russian television blasting 24 hours
It
a day. We
sounds
can
true.
handle. We can handle a little yapping in this household.
That's why his mom wanted the Chihuahuas, because she thought it was a Russian television set. At first.
so they
She's
pushed,
like, I don't know the difference between these two things.
Bring that TV in here.
so she pushed the Chihuahua. The neighbor pushed the Chihuahua through our like screen door, and we just like had it.
What? So they Moses the Chihuahua to you?
Yeah,
They
they-
put it in a little basket.
Basically, yeah. They just like my mom would feed the Chihuahua little like.
You should have named it
biscuits.
Moses.
Yeah.
And the Chihuahua already had a name.
Do you ever think this Chihuahua is going to lead you to the
the promised land.
To the promised land.
Yeah.
Which is Ukraine.
It's really
What if
funny
Ukraine was literally just the promised land all along?
Post-war Ukraine?
Yeah, Putin was right.
It's really funny though when he came home from a walk one day with 2 stone tablets.
Yeah. But it's in Russian,
Yeah.
so you don't understand it.
Yeah, but he only brought them so he could show he could smash them in half on live television.
So they forcefully gave us the Chihuahua.
Well, so there was no like communication. The dog was just yours.
They were like, my mom was feeding the dog biscuits, and every time she'd feed the dog biscuits, our neighbor was like, "Oh, you really like this dog? Would you like to take him?"
So
And
what Ryan did to the jacket, your neighbors did to the Chihuahua to you.
You know, the Chihuahua really looks better with you.
Yeah, it looks really great on you, actually.
He barely bites you.
And then she just pushed him like one day, just pushed him through the screen door.
What do you mean when you say pushed him through the screen
Yeah,
door?
'cause there's
like, I'm picturing the dog getting like riced through a door.
No,
Yeah.
okay, the screen door got like we pulled it open, and then she just like pushed the dog in, and the dog bit her as
That's a good sign.
And you go, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take
Wait,
it.
so
want that one.
did she ring the doorbell first? Were you, or was the door open and she snuck the Chihuahua in?
they were having the dog was coming over for a biscuit, and the dog was eating the biscuit, and then the neighbor came by and just
and then
then
walked
you
Took
away.
that to mean, well, I guess I'm just gonna live with this dog for the next quarter century.
Well, I guess I
Yeah,
have to love this
because
thing
if somebody
now.
did that to me in my apartment, I would say, "Hey, take your dog back."
Yeah, I don't want this dog.
Hey, this isn't my dog, it's yours. You're the one who got it. So hey, you're gonna have to take it back.
But now
That's
happens,
what I would say. That's what I would say.
Dude,
I don't know.
You're built different, Tommy. That's
Yeah,
weird.
I guess if someone put a live animal in my apartment, I would say you're gonna not want to do that because I don't want that.
You know what you should do? You should push it through their screen door. Push it back. Just keep handing the dog off.
like a
Yeah,
fruitcake.
Zach, you should put a larger animal in their screen door.
Yeah,
Get a
And then-
Doberman.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Zach, exactly like a fruitcake. Yes.
Yes, sort of like
That's
a.
actually a perfect analogy.
yes. I'm just gonna circle back on that and say yes.
It's a good catch.
Okay, so you have your bread lunch. You have your
You should give them
Ukrainian
2
lunch.
chihuahuas.
and then after the Chihuahua gets walked, after the Chihuahua gets
You said that like a serial killer describes murdering a person, by the way. Yeah, then they were stabbed.
so okay after the Chihuahua gets his breakfast, which is usually some Sproten.
What's Sproten?
It's like a type of sardine. It's like
Oh my god.
Dude, I bet you
this
got
dog
some
stinks.
interesting food.
What?
Yo,
You
it
give
gotta-
this dog
yo,
sardines?
Yo,
You fucking lunatic.
this
it
dog's
gotta smell
diet is
crazy
insane.
in the Kagan household.
my
It gotta smell weird. I'm telling you, bro.
No,
I bet that house
I just
smells.
have a chihuahua in there that I feed sardines. I just got
He can only eat one sardine at a time, so
Zach.
you have to leave the can open.
the fish died and then feeding the chihuahua.
My mom makes giblet soup for the dog.
Let's giblet soup.
Dude, you live in like a 1930s like old Jewish household.
Does your
like,
mom know she doesn't live in Ukraine? Is that?
don't
is
know.
By the
that-
way, am I in culture?
Yeah.
Is giblet soup? Is that a common thing?
it's giblet, isn't
Giblet.
Giblet, sure.
it? Okay.
Hey, dude, you sound like you eat like a medieval fairy tale character would eat. Yeah, what did you call the sardines?
Yeah.
Sproten.
We're eating
Hey,
Sproten
hey,
and
Zach.
then we're eating giblet soup.
Hey Zach, I got a suggestion for you. How about y'all get some damn pizza rolls in the house before you piss me off?
nice.
I'm not eating.
How about you get
this
some
stuff.
fucking
The
pizza
dog
rolls in that
is.
freezer before
And
I
then we
pop my
feed-
top off and I go to your home and throw a fucking another chihuahua. Here's the thing, I'm gonna sneak in some pizza rolls in your screen door and maybe some Chef Boyardee. Maybe I'll roll a can in there like the commercial and I'll say, take some notes, you guys, and maybe stop living like you're in Eastern Europe. This is America.
Dog eats a whole bunch of beets.
This is
dog has been
America,
eating
and then in
beans
America
and
we
sweet
eat
potato.
Indian. In America, we eat Indian food on our counters.
Every 3 p.m. the
Not all
dog
of
gets a
us.
sweet potato.
Every 3 p.m.
At 3 p.m. every day, the dog gets like a fourth of a sweet potato.
Okay.
Why?
Right.
What does it need the starch for?
I don't know. Sweet potatoes are good for dogs.
All right,
Dude,
okay.
you're given a thing that's bigger than the dog.
Yeah.
So when I had COVID earlier this year, I was sick, and my mom was making soup, and I was like, "Oh, that's so nice. My mom's making soup for me." And then it turned out to be giblet
And she's
soup
letting
for the
me
dog.
live in the house for no rent.
Yeah, that's true. That's the big.
Also,
perk.
Zach, you make like $100,000 a year.
No, he
Why
makes
are you
literally.
living-
I've seen his bank account. He makes $300,000 a year.
It's not true.
Why are you living with your mom?
Zach,
she
you
needs
make
company.
$500,000
Yeah, she's got
a
the
year.
fucking Chihuahua
Yeah, I guess that's true.
and Russian news.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so when the dog needs to go and do his business, I take him
And you
out.
made me buy beers for you when you were in New York, and you know that I make $100 a week and my rent's $5,000. You know that,
offered to
and you
buy
said
them.
you said you should pick up the tab.
That is a
I'm
Zach
just kidding.
move.
I'm just kidding. We were trading off tabs, but
Well, when I'm in
you-
New York, I'll buy you beers.
He did tip with what was that? He tipped with a 20 and then wanted change.
the tip jar.
no, he didn't tip with a 20. He tipped in loose sardines that were in his pocket.
In Sprout.
Ronan.
And I was like, is that what smells, dude?
We gotta get through this day.
So the dog
I
goes
gotta
out
get
to
out
do
of
its
here in like
business.
15 minutes.
The dog goes out to do its business, and the dog is like how to put it, reminiscing. The dog misses its old household.
Oh my
It
god.
wants,
wants
to go back. Yeah,
Let it go back.
because there's a little girl who lives next door, and the dog loves the little girl, and the little girl loves the dog, but the parents hate the dog. So the dog goes out to do his business, and he always poops on their yard.
Hey, see, that's awesome. That's good. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that makes sense.
Do you pick
so
it up?
far out of all this?
Do you pick up the poop?
Yeah.
No,
you gotta let it go.
God damn it!
You gotta let it.
You gotta let him poop in the yard. Listen, you gotta let him poop in the yard.
Okay, so he poops in the yard. You pick it up like a cuck.
And then
My man is cucked out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
By dog
like
poop?
some sort of
By your
pussy ass.
neighbors.
yeah, that's,
They're watching you do that.
Oh, actually, speaking of getting cucked out, the little girl came.
Anyways, my girlfriend.
The little girl came to our door, and she's
Okay, well, I don't like where you're going with this. I'm going to say this.
She has a piece of paper. She's starting a dog walking business, and she wants us to pay for her to walk her dog, and she's charging $30 an hour.
Well, it's your dog now.
Yeah, but
Dude,
Are you paying
all right,
her?
This is a
I'm
young
not paying
entrepreneur. She is a
$30
genius.
to walk
Here's
her
the problem.
dog.
She's asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Zach only
get-
makes $500 million a year. He can't pay her $30 to walk the dog.
Who's this genius little girl? Hey, I got a little deal for you. Hey, so
You take
know,
my dog.
hey, how about you take my
Take
dog
my
for a
dog.
walk
You buy
and you pay
the
me
food for my dog.
and you
And
pay
then
me
you pay me.
$30. What do you think about that? You want to live on my neighborhood? We got to do things this way, okay?
Hey,
That's a nice dog you got there.
Hey,
It'd be a shame if
listen, I'm
someone beat it up.
Hey, I'm a 6-year-old girl and I've killed a couple fucking guys in my life, so you better fucking comply. Or, you know, we can
Dom her. That's the female
Yeah.
spinoff.
dom her.
Yeah, I'm sick of Dom him. Let's try Dom her for once.
Dom him. Dom him. Dom him.
Dom him, Dahmer.
Dom you, Dahmer. You bastard. You sick, fat bastard.
He's killing like an old English knight. Like all he did was kill like young Filipino boys, and then there's one knight in there.
Dom you. God, Dom you,
Oh
Dahmer.
no, my legs.
I knew I shouldn't have drank the milk or whatever.
It's only a flesh wound, see? He's doing Monty Python bits.
Yeah.
It's an ex-parrot.
Okay, so
Okay, so what time are you leaving the house for the evening?
Usually I'll get into the office at like 1 p.m.
Okay.
But like that, like,
$300,000 a year, folks.
and then I'll do a little work in the office until like like 5 or 6, and then I'll leave and I'll go to an open mic or I'll go to the gym.
Have a few
my
IPAs.
Does your mom see you off before you go to the office? Does she go,
Zach, be careful out there.
Yeah, she got a handkerchief.
There's a wine, Ukrainians!
They're killing Ukrainians.
They're killing us, Zach!
You can't go out. Russia's gonna bomb you, Zach.
She does sometimes like pack my bags with like
oh my fucking God.
no, with like a to deploy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's putting MREs in your bag.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's it. That's a nice.
That's my day. That's my
Zach,
day.
you gotta move out. You gotta move out, bro.
Okay, I will issue an apology to my manager because he really wanted us to do a conference in London.
I'm sorry. It's a salt candle. So I was smelling my hands, and they smelled like that.
Yeah, Tommy was
salt on
just
them.
smelling his fingers. Yeah, I'm sure it was the salt candle, Tommy.
Yeah.
And not your stinky little butt that you just put
Scratched.
your hands in. And then you're like, oh.
Just admit it.
Admit
just
it.
admit
Admit
it.
it, Tommy. You stick your hands down your pants, you wipe your butt, and then you go, that stinks. Admit it. Yep.
Don't say that sort of thing on the podcast, man.
Admit it.
All right, sorry. I'll
Admit it to the
apologize right now.
fans.
Shut up, dude. Don't say that stuff. Don't say that stuff when we're fucking recording a podcast. Don't say I put my hands on my butt. Smell them.
It'd be so funny if Tommy's chair broke right now. Again.
Ha ha ha
Yo,
ha.
what chair are you
Let
using?
me say this for the people who are laughing at that. Fucking grow up.
Yeah. Tommy broke the chair. The
Grow
clip
up.
broke the internet. You know.
It
You know
got
what I'm
over
saying?
100 likes on TikTok.
Wow.
There's nothing funny.
It was really
There's nothing funny
dude.
about a guy falling on
There
his
is.
chair
Yeah.
because his
It's like the first funny thing.
Also, for the people calling us
So
racist,
it's not,
for
Zach.
the Ku Klux Klan bit.
Were people calling us racist?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, how about let me defend myself.
It's called being
let me
hilarious.
Let me defend myself. I'm not.
Boom. Case closed.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Zach, let's get this apology out and wrap up this fucking episode.
It's like when people call you racist, they don't even consider the fact that you could go, no.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uno reverse.
No, I'm not.
you.
What do you
No,
think
you're
about that?
racist.
Yeah, how about that? How about you are?
How about actually you're racist? And on top of that, you're a pedophile.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who smelled
and
the
on top of that, I'm racist. Oh, fuck, no, I'm not. Shit.
No, I mean I'm a pedophile.
Shit. No, I mean, shit, I always do that to myself.
No, Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't gay.
Yeah, I'm all scrambled up. I'm all scrambled up in the head, man.
No, I have bought. Fuck. It's him fucking up his excuse. Okay.
It'd be so funny if Joe Biden went up like to the podium and he's like, I'm a pedophile. Shit. Goddamn. No, I'm not. Fuck. All right, guys. Good podcast.
That would be pretty fucking crazy.
Listen, that would be pretty humorous.
He's
Yes,
nutty.
People
So-
calling us racist?
Yeah.
Whatever.
dude.
cares?
This fucking world.
We put a clip out where we say Ku Klux Klan like 7 times. It's
this world's so
that's-
fucked up. Now come to find out I'm fucking racist. I thought I was fucking one of the good guys.
I was the least thing I wanted.
What?
Was finding that out. Yeah, that was the least thing I wanted. Finding out I was racist.
Yeah, you didn't even want fucking.
Yeah, that was not on my 2022 bingo card. I'll tell you that much.
Turns out I'm racist.
Tom Hanks and Elvis. It's that clip, but it's just like he's racist.
He's white.
That's the only good part of that movie, by the way.
All right,
you watch
guys.
it?
Anything
well,
else?
yeah, Zach has some of these. Come on.
Okay. So,
Wrap up the day.
All right. Well, I go to the office. That's the day.
Yeah.
What are your days like? I wonder.
Nah, we
Nah, it's
can't.
too
no,
late. Yeah, we
no,
can't talk
no.
about our days.
You had an apology.
It's that one Ice Cube song. Just waking up in the morning, got a Zoom meeting, gotta feed the. You know what I mean?
Chihuahua.
Today was a good day.
And he talks about his mom in that song. Mom
the
made
breakfast with no
pork.
hog.
Yeah.
Which to me, don't you want hog with the breakfast?
But I think he's like supposed to be like Muslim or like there's no pork.
Oh.
No.
I don't
That's
think
what
Ice
thought.
Cube's Muslim, dude.
Is he?
I don't think so.
That's what I thought. of
Yeah,
it.
dude, I cook a breakfast without my penis every fucking day. I've never used my penis when I'm cooking.
I've
and
never
that's-
one time eaten my penis.
And that's the Ryan Call cooking guarantee.
That's something you don't have in common with Dahmer. Carry on,
Buddy,
Zach. Let's,
buddy.
Okay. So
That is true, and that is true, and that is true, and that is what the show is.
to the bank.
And that's what the show is all about, and that's factual. And that's a
Go
factual
ahead
statement
and,
right there.
Yeah, fill out a deposit form. Take that to the bank.
Yeah.
See if they'll accept it. All right, so you got an apology.
Yeah, which is I've been stringing along my manager. He wants me to do a talk, like a industry talk at like a convention in London in December, and like it's something he's really passionate about. And I'm the only member on my team who speaks English as a first language, so I've been like forcibly recruited to write this proposal and write everything about it. But I don't want to actually do
Let
this
us
work.
write it.
Yeah, let's rate it, and then also take me to London, dude.
Yeah.
Can you say, hey, can I take like my
My
boyfriend?
team of writers.
Dude,
Can I
I'll
get
e-
my writing team?
I'll even write it in British. May thinks this thing is gay. That's how it starts. That's how the speech starts.
This is how you start out. Oh, what's all this?
What's all this, then?
You look at the crowd. What's all this? Right. So
What is this?
what's this?
Boy, governor.
What is this?
What is this?
Oh my! May thinks.
Here's how you.
And it.
May thinks I'm getting pissed off.
This is how you start off. You start it. Right, so welcome everybody to the meeting. I would just like to say, the Queen's a bitch. She's a huge fucking bitch, and she was old and her pussy stinks.
May thinks I'm glad she's dead.
Everyone
Yeah,
is
and I
paid
killed her.
400 pounds to come to this.
Somebody's got to make me come.
Hello,
And it ain't
all
the
you
Queen,
cunts and
she's dead.
wankers.
You can say that here, right?
You poofs and punters and cunts and wankers. That's how you start.
There's a bunch of cunts. I'll see a bunch of cunts
You
out there.
wankers.
Peace and love, bunch of cunts.
There's a bunch of cunts out in the audience tonight.
Oh, what's going on? I'm talking like the Beatles.
Anybody want to use the loo in my ass? Who wants to
Wrong.
go toilet in my butt?
I'm
Tommy, we broke him.
Well, so I don't want to
That should
do
be
it,
the episode
basically.
name.
Who wants
Who wants to go toilet in my butt?
All right.
Because here's the thing, they're gonna want to listen to that.
Yep.
You know, they're gonna be like, when do they say that?
Toilet
you
in
know,
my butt.
When does Ryan say that? And it comes at the end. Okay, guys, I have to go.
Okay.
This was a powerful episode. I think it was good. We needed this. We needed the Zach energy.
This was a transcendent
To reset.
episode after last week.
Even though I listened back, I was laughing at that episode
you?
last week.
Good.
Yeah,
Every
we were.
dude, I got like 4 messages. They were like, last week's we loved it, and I was
Okay.
like,
Isn't it crazy how the worse we feel about an episode, the better it is?
Yeah.
I really don't know what that. I got a few messages, and I was like, what the fuck? I was really,
Can I just say this though?
I
just
was really
to
not
close
doing
out,
well.
just to close out the thing.
All right, let's close out on the theme song.
Yeah.
Make this count, Zach. Close strong.
Fuck. Well, the thing is, I don't have my passport, so I can't give this talk anyway. So it's all pointless. So every time we're in a meeting, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, can the budget really afford these flight tickets
Just
to
tell
London?
Have you said you don't have your passport?
Well, it's expired.
Because they won't make you do it if you don't have one because they legally
Yeah.
Are
can't.
they gonna human traffic you there?
Maybe.
That would be so funny.
Mike-
Him and the Chihuahua.
Mike Lester's gonna put me in his trunk.
he's gonna arrange it. Mike is a coyote.
Yeah, he's gonna like normal to Abu Dhabi me.
All right.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, that's the fucking episode. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. I've been Ryan Call with Grant Winkles, Tommy Bayer, and our good pal, Zach Kagan. This has been the We Cool Podcast. Don't forget to send in anonymous apologies for us. Rate and review us. That helps us out a lot. I know it's annoying to hear, but it please.
And a spooky story. story also. And then come see me perform December 2nd and 3rd at Comedy Corner Underground, Minneapolis. 2nd and 3rd, baby. Come out.
Chippewa Falls, I'm
Please.
going to be there some Wednesday. I don't know. In November.
Oh yeah, hey, November 4th and 5th, opening for Jake Silverman at Comedy Corner Underground. I am. Jake Silverman, one of the funniest dudes out there. He's gonna be on the pod. So,
Hell yeah. Hey,
Zach, you got any plugs?
Oogie spooky? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I got other stuff coming.
Right in a
Comedy
scary
Corner
story.
Underground this weekend.
yep. And listen, I love you, man. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Go fuck your mother.
Bang.
Thank you. Bye-bye.